Many people approach the law of attraction as a purely mental exercise. This diagram reflects that common trap. A person visualizes a goal with perfect clarity, yet their physical environment remains locked in place, waiting for a manifestation that never arrives. Walter Mitty lives within this exact kind of stasis. As a negative assets manager for Life magazine, he spends his hours in a basement surrounded by institutional stone and a history that is already captured and filed away. His daily life is a sequence of unlived moments. To bridge the gap between his dull reality and his desires, Walter zones out. In these moments, he is a hero, a lover, and an adventurer. But while his mind is in the clouds, his body is frozen, completely unreachable by the people standing right in front of him. For Walter, these powerful fantasies function as a place to hide. Because his dominant physical state is rooted in fear and hesitation, the visualization acts as a temporary escape from his life rather than a force for changing it. Everything changes when a legendary photographer sends in a specific frame for the magazine's final issue, calling it the quintessence of life. When Walter opens the roll, that specific frame, -25, is missing. This missing frame creates a creation vacuum. It is a spatial void that demands a physical response. This problem cannot be thought away. It is an invitation from the universe that requires Walter to physically leave his desk. Cheryl Melhoff enters the story as his vibrational support. She carries a frequency of authenticity and courage that Walter currently only possesses in his imagination. To attract someone like Cheryl, Walter has to match that frequency in his real physical life. Finding the negative and connecting with Cheryl requires the same shift. Walter must step into the physical unknown and finally become the person he has spent his entire life merely pretending to be. Walter breaks his internal resistance by boarding a plane to Greenland. By moving into this cold, expansive isolation, he forces himself out of the comfortable patterns of his office and into a state of high-stakes survival. His journey is defined by physical risk. He jumps into freezing waters and bombs down Icelandic roads on a longboard. These aren't just stunts, they are physical leaps of faith that force his body to catch up with his mind. This represents frequency elevation. When our thoughts, feelings, and actions operate on mismatched waveforms, we feel stuck. By taking physical risks, Walter forces these separate elements to synchronize. As these pulses lock together, Walter's zone-outs vanish. He no longer needs a mental escape because his physical reality has become as vibrant and demanding as his daydreams. Manifestation occurs when we stop simulating an emotion and start placing ourselves in environments that require us to experience that emotion in the flesh. Walter transitions from a man trying to control his safe environment to a man saying yes to the chaos of the world. He stops planning and starts reacting to the invitations of the journey. This internal alignment triggers a series of synchronicities. As he moves, the world seems to be reconfiguring itself in real time. A passing boat, a shared vehicle, or a simple wrapper provide exactly what he needs to keep moving forward. The universe isn't granting special favors here. Walter's elevated frequency simply allows him to perceive and utilize opportunities that were previously hidden by his own fear. The external world supports your progress only after you surrender your logical plans and embrace the invitation of the unknown. Walter eventually reaches the peaks of the Himalayas, the absolute physical limit of his search. Here, he finally locates the photographer he's tracked globally. Sean O'Connell is waiting for a rare snow leopard, but when the animal finally appears, Sean chooses not to take the photo. He explains that the camera is a distraction from the pure experience of the moment. This is the state of total permission. Sean has detached himself from the need to possess the goal. He has found value in the observation itself rather than the capture. By letting go of the photo, Sean stays entirely present. He refuses to allow a mechanical device to pull him away from reality. Real alignment happens when you understand that fulfillment is found in the act of being present during the pursuit, rather than in the object you are chasing. The story reveals its final truth when Walter realizes -25 was tucked inside his wallet the entire time. a gift from Sean that he had carried since the beginning. Walter literally held his desire in his hands throughout the journey. However, he was incapable of seeing it until his internal frequency was high enough to match the importance of the image. The image on -25 is a photograph of Walter himself. It shows him sitting at his desk, wholly focused and dedicated to his work. It is an image of a man who is entirely present. The journey reveals that the highest form of manifestation is achieving a state of full, unshielded presence in the world. The greatest reward is the person Walter had to become to finally recognize himself. Stop imagining how brave you could be. Act as if courage is your only option, and the universe will print that reality.